What is going on, everybody? It is Dylan with Astrodfs, DFS, bringing you a brand new video. Today's video is the first look for Week 4's total slate, including both Saturday and Sunday games. I will have videos going out both Saturday and Sunday for each slate, but this is kind of a first look at the prices for overall and just my insight of what I'm kind of looking at right now. So 3 quarterbacks above 10K, which we're probably going to see more of because quarterbacks are the most consistent, so obviously you're going to pay more. Ben DiNucci against San Antonio, number 1 offense there in Seattle. Against a defense that's mid-tier, I guess. I'd still say they're one of the better defenses, especially what they did against Houston. So Ben DiNucci against Seattle, as of right now, is a yes for me. AJ McCarron against Arlington. I like St. Louis as a whole against Arlington. I'm not really sure if I'm sold on AJ McCarron right now, though. Bretton Hundley against DC. Kind of a rematch that we saw 2 weeks ago, except this time DC is home. I like Bretton Hundley in this matchup. Both his rushing upside and passing upside here, going against DC's secondary. I still like it, though. For some reason, Brandon Silver's down here at 9,700, the 4th highest quarterback against the worst defense in the league, in my opinion. And we get a rematch there where we saw Brandon Silver's play against Orlando and gets you 16.8 fantasy points in that one. Definitely a yes for me. And then Jordan Tiamu, De'Ara King, 69.92. I'm kind of looking at De'Ara King right now. Just because of what DC kind of did in that first half against Vegas. Obviously being a very struggling run defense. I think they're the worst. They're the worst rush defense in the league, Vegas is. So I kind of like De'Ara King in this matchup. Paxton Lynch, if he's still starting, obviously Orlando brings in another quarterback for competition, so we'll have to say if he stays there, but 8,400 Paxton Lynch against Houston is definitely known for me. Jack Cohen against Seattle is, I'd say yes, 8,200, you're getting some price discount against a defense that also gives up a lot of points and a lot of yards. And then Kyle Slaughter, if he is starting again, which I imagine he will, 79 against St. Louis, and I'm not really sold on them as well. That offense has not looked even slightly better with him in, so definitely a no for me there. Matt Borghi against Orlando, 93, yes. Abram Smith, 8,400 against Vegas, obviously yes. Ballage against Seattle, yes. I think this is a really good bounce back spot for him there. Devin Smith against St. Louis. I'm really struggling right now, but I'd say no. Jermaine Martin, 7,200 against Houston. That's definitely a no for me there. Ellison against San Antonio. If he plays, I'd say yes. He looked really good in that game. Brian Hill against Arlington. Yes, if he's good to go. 6,600. Really like that one. I don't think you can go wrong with... sorry, I'm trying to get him. Armstead here at 4,300. Another name that we do like. Other than that, I'm not seeing really anybody that stands out. Rod Smith's there, but I don't think we really like Smith. If anything, we like Lovett. If Ellison is out, Knox is out. I mean, that's an interesting one if Brandon Knox is back in. Bryson Elling, 3,400 here. I mean, I don't know about you guys if you watch this game. Have his numbers here, but looked really impressive in that game against San Antonio last week. So he's definitely worth a watch, especially with Borghi did go down, but then came back into the game. Both Seattle wide receivers above 10K. Wow. Both of them, yes. Them and Kirkland, I mentioned my top 3 receivers right now, so all 3 of those guys are yes. Jeff Badette, 9,700 against DC, yes. Like that matchup for just him and Hundley. Dontre Burnett against Orlando, I put him in a yes as well. I think this is a good bounce back spot for him. Hakeem Butler, 8,300 against Arlington. I don't know yet. I think I might go back to Pro, but we'll see there. Charles Aitman, I don't know why he is this high. Like, I get what he's capable of, but you just haven't seen his numbers correlate to that. Like, this is his biggest back off week. He's down to 8,100, and he's been above 9K. It's just crazy to me. Geronimo Allison just has not gotten any volume at all. Canella against St. Louis, I'm still going to play him. He's the solid piece in Arlington's offense, even with Slaughter as quarterback. Martavis Bryant, I really liked him last week. Did not show up. Going to struggle, but I'd say no right now. Blake Jackson, I'm going to pass. I'll just take my luck on Pearson and Gordon. We keep going down. Shepard emerged. Just a pretty good receiver for St. Louis. Let's see if it continues. I'd say yes for his pricing. Smallwood, no. Tolliver, if he plays, yes. I'd say definitely a yes for me. But we're definitely watching the injury news with him. And I believe it's Vasher as well. I don't know if Vasher's here. TJ Vasher, 3,800. They have listed as healthy on here, but I don't know. Peroil, 6,000. I'd say yes. I'm leaning towards him. Cody Latimer, I mentioned so many times. He continues to have good weeks, like above 10 fantasy points in all 3 weeks. Granted, I know this is a rough game against Houston. I know Houston's probably gonna, if I'm Houston, I'm playing against, like, I'm making sure Latimer is accounted for, best weapon, but until then, we're still gonna stay with him there. Travell Harris, I think, is a nice bounce back spot for him. Lucky Jackson, I mentioned, is a guy for DC, 4,700. Had a good game looking at him as well. Chris Blair had a pretty good game. I don't know if I'm really sold on him yet. And the rest is pretty much just not as confident guys. I think you start to get more towards your tournament plays there. Arlington's the most expensive defense against St. Louis. I don't know if I buy that yet. Obviously, their offensive line, I believe, is most sacks allowed. No, they're second. Then Arlington's 8 sacks, so I don't know if I'm really sold there. Obviously, Houston against Orlando is a yes. DC against Vegas, I'd say yes. St. Louis against Arlington is definitely yes. I know we could look at their numbers here. Only 4 sacks, tied for worst in the league. And Arlington, 4 sacks allowed is at 10. This is a big home game for St. Louis, the first home game of the season, so I'm really looking for that defense to kind of be there. Arlington, yeah, like I looking at it, yes, I like the under in that game. Arlington's defense is what's carrying that team in general. They're 2-1 with getting outscored somehow. So I like them, yes. Sea Dragons, no. Vipers as a sneaky play, yes, I could take that. And other than that, that's all I'm really looking at. I think Vipers, like, overall, we could look at their numbers here. Most yards allowed by far. Only 6 sacks on the season too. Second in points allowed. Like, I get all of that, but we're also seeing a DC team who's underperformed in a way. Obviously, they're 3-0. But if you look up how they scored their points, I mean, this defense is just scary good. Don't get me wrong, but I think Vipers could be a sneaky play there. Some turnovers may lead to them getting some numbers, but overall, I'm saying probably St. Louis, Houston, and maybe Arlington are my 3 that I kind of like. So that is it for the first look, guys. If you guys are interested, I go over every slate. So Saturday, Sunday, if we have another game like a Thursday night, which I'd have to check the schedule. I don't know when the next one we get, something like that. But I will have those videos going out on those days in the morning. So if you guys are interested in that, just check it out. It'll be on Saturday and Sunday this week. So just make sure you guys are subscribed if you're not, just to make sure that you catch those videos when they come out. If you have any questions going over the slate, feel free to comment. I will get back to you guys as soon as I can. It's always the day of, so I'll get back to you guys as soon as I can on that. Just to any questions you have about any players on the slate, any teams, betting, any of that, just feel free to comment, and I will get back to you guys. So, hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.